Check. Shalom. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, Barakatah to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Alatah by Hashem Yahweh Shah, to all my sisters. I'm priest and officer, Bon Kayal, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's a lock here. And this is the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And what we do in the I.S.U.P.K, we are a school that teaches the truth of the Bible, the truth of God, man, the truth of Christ, to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, so-called Native Indians, all right? Tonight is our Monday night biblical history class. And what we do usually is go into the history of our people, go into the history of the Bible, man. We go into the anthropology and the artifacts and anything dealing with history, all right? Even with respect to ideas, all right? And so what you have to understand, we have to change the way that we think once you come into the knowledge of the truth, the knowledge of who you are as far as your identity is concerned. The title of this class is Who Christ Died For, all right? And this is a OG class, man. It's an old school scripture breakdown, man. In Salakia, Shalom Israel, nosotros somos la I.S.U.P.K desde la calle 1 Oeste 125, Harlem, Nueva York, bajo el mando del General YAHANNA. Si tú eres Latino, Negro, o Indio Nativo, tú eres Israel, all right? That's for my Hispanic, my Latino brothers and sisters, man. All right. General Hyman is doing his due diligence of learning another tongue. He's learned the Spanish, got that down packed. Now he's learning the Haitian, learning the Creole, learning the French. Who am I to disregard the languages, man? Or who are you? All right, we got to come back into our identity. And as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Hebrew is our language. That is our tongue, our holy tongue. All right. But getting back to the topic, who Christ died for, this is a traditional UPK breakdown, because when you're asked who Christ died for, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you are asked who Christ died for? Hey, Shalom Shikatah, what's going on, sir? How we doing, Officer Zion? Shalom, Lord Christ, Sister Lanisha. I see y'all. We got Officer Jarash Amath at the helm in here with me tonight. You know what I'm saying? Get a most high hand, man. Yeah. Yeah. We going to get it, all right? The boy fresh out. What's going on, Officer Darash? You too? Most high in Christ, I'm here, brother. I'm here with you, man. All right. So when you're asked who Christ died for, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, if we talk about the world, that is the world, they're going to say that Christ died for everybody.
Say that again.
The world is going to say that Christ died for everyone.
Damn right. Damn right. That is very common. That's common knowledge. But we're uncommon in here. We understand those dark sayings, man, those parables. We understand the spirit of things that people in the world, they just don't see. They just don't understand, man. And a big part of the reason why they don't understand anything about God is because they're stuck in the Christian church. They've learned the philosophy of our oppressor. They're learning about God from devils, man. You're learning about the Spirit of the Lord from Satan himself in human form, man. All right? You just not going to get it. Real simple things that, we take for granted. Like as far as code switching is concerned, if I say oh, that's hot, what comes to mind, Officer Darash? If I say, oh, that's hot, or that's fire, we're not taking it literally, right?
God, that's slang for that's dope or that's good in black people language.
Right. They're saying it's what now? If you just say you were a white man, say you were Braxton P. Hartnebrig, and I said that's hot, that's fire, what are you going to say?
Hot. What do you mean by hot? Or fire? What is this slang terminology you're referring to?
Right, exactly. They're going to take it literally because they don't acknowledge, they don't recognize the spirit. We are two separate nations, two separate people, man. We have a different vibe about us, right? So when you go ahead, Officer Darash.
Salaki, just to add on to that, it's like the N-word, right? When they originally created the N-word to demean our people, it was taken when they said it to us as something that was demeaning. And then we turn around and we take the same word and we use it towards one another as, like, what's up, brother? What's going on, brother?
Right.
And they're like, what? I don't understand.
Right.
I want to be able to say it now.
It became a term of endearment.
Right.
And that I like that. Stay right there. Stay right there in that spirit, because it was all about the way that we thought about that word. We didn't get all despondent and discouraged. Now, when we hear a devil say it, yeah, it pisses us off. When you hear a brother say it, it's not coming from the same spirit of the enemy. All right. But I said all that to say, when we're asked who Christ died for, the first thing that comes to our mind is, like you said, what? Christ died for the world, right? But who do people overlook? If we knew this thing that we were fighting for, as far as, trying to save the whole world, if we knew that this thing, that we were fighting to be, Christ don't even care about it. He didn't care nothing about that. He did not die for the world that we were taught to believe in. He didn't die for the sins of the whole earth. So what's popular to believe in society, the truth is God hates those things. Not only does he hate those things, he hates those people. All right. But there is a people that he actually died for. All right. And that just so happens to be you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. All right. Give me the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 21. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 21. It's in the Apocrypha. For those of you that are at home, it looks like that. Mine is a little tattered because we actually read our Bibles in here, man. All right. This book has gotten some good use. All right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 21. And when you get it, you can start reading, brother.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
A rich man that is what?
A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
Yeah, so you see it all the time. You see it often. Rich men, they save each other. They come to one another's aid. They rescue one another. They'll send, they'll pay for you to get through whatever hard times or hardships you're getting through, but that's only because you're another or a fellow rich man or a fellow rich woman, right? They look out for their own kind, all right? Keep reading.
But a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends.
Why is that? Why is a poor man that's down on his, I hate to say luck, but he's fallen on hard times? Why is he thrust also away by his friends? Why is that?
Well,
go ahead.
Salaki, when we look at today's world, they value rich people. They value those, if you got money.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are what's looked at in this world as what's considered popular,
Okay.
or what's the word for it?
What makes it popular? What makes spin that popular? What makes smoking weed popular? What makes being a gangster popular? A gangbanger?
You look up to the celebrities, you see that they do these
Yeah,
things.
right. You look up to the celebrities, but who gave them that position? Who gave them that seat?
Oh, the oppressor.
Most High in Christ.
The oppressor gave them that position of authority to be able to do what they want, and make that money. So that image that they
But
seek,
why? Why did the oppressor do it? Why did he give them that? Why did he acknowledge them for that?
God, I see where you're going with it. Oh God, I got you. The fact that so would you just keep our people oppressed? They put someone in a position that someone that looks like you,
Right.
they keep you right where they want you. Ignorant, still trying to make that money just to keep you poor, keep you in a low state mentally.
Right.
So if they got the person that's in control that you look up to, who got the weed or the money and everything, you'll try to aspire to be that, but not what God wants you to be. So
Most High in Christ. Most High, give yourself a hand, man. You're absolutely right. Putting Officer Darash on the spot tonight. You're in the hot seat. Salakia. No, that's heavy though. You know, oppressor does that, keeps you from being that prince or that princess that the Most High Power created you to be. He keeps you desiring after his wealth, his riches. Because we all know what our conditions are, you know. Even if you are a black person eating hot off the hog in America or wherever on planet Earth, you're still dealing with oppression. You're still a nigga in a Benz, as you know, Kanye would say, you know. Read that again, Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 21.
Oh, God. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
Right.
But a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends.
Keep reading.
Verse 22. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him.
So he could be all the way wrong with his position. He can, you know, you think about like what Lil Wayne said. He don't talk about politics. He don't see color, essentially. He's not thinking about race. He's not getting involved. He's not getting involved. You think about the evil that Jay-Z, Sean Corey Carter, that he spoke about Colin Kaepernick, that literally killed the movement, man. And what was Colin Kaepernick's movement about? It was about bringing awareness to police brutality through the injustice that we suffer at the hands of law enforcement, man. That is a just cause. That's a very just cause. What did Jay-Z opened his mouth and spoke wickedness about that? Because Jay-Z don't give a damn about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And men like Jay-Z, they don't give a damn about the people that Christ actually died for. Christ didn't die for Jay-Z to be who he is and other men like him. Keep reading.
And yet, Salakia, the poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too.
They rebuked the poor man. They rebuked him for just slipping. He ain't even fell. He hasn't even fallen completely. But just because he's poor, you know, he gets held to a higher standard than the rich man. This is a rich man. Don't you think that he should be held in a higher regard because he has access to resources? He's not living in abject poverty. He lives in the Hollywood Hills. He don't have to live in the ghetto. He's not dealing with abject dysfunction at every turn. But it's to hell with the poor man. Keep reading.
Verse 23, Salakia. And yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely.
The poor man speaks wisely. He's saying these, he understands these parables. He understands these dark sayings, man, these dark phrases. He understands them. And he's speaking truth to power. What power is that, man? You talking about spiritual wickedness in the high places. That's us in the I.S.U.P.K. That's every priest and every prophet in this school, man. We that poor man. And what happens when we speak? We get rebuked. You don't want to hear what the hell we have to say. You don't want to hear us tell you to stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and stop worshiping other gods and celebrating your birthday and, you know, being a drug addict. You don't want to hear any of that. Stop aborting your baby. Those things are from a wise place. That poor man has understanding. The rich, he speaks foolishly and gets glorified. He speaks foolishly and tells you to be a scammer, tells you to what? To be an adulterer, to be a fornicator, to be a drug addict, to be a sellout. And he gets glorified, he gets honored, he gets held in high esteem by society. But you can't even speak the truth, man. Keep reading.
He spake wisely and could have no place.
Yeah, you reject that, man. You rebuke the priests, you rebuke the prophets. You don't want to hear the wisdom of the Most High, man. You don't want to hear it coming from a poor man. This is the reason why prosperity preachers and preaching, exist. That's why those mega churches exist. People love a rich man. They love a man adorned in gay apparel. But you better not come in here with them filthy rags, you bum, and try to speak with wisdom. Keep reading.
Verse 23.
Think about that, man. Just think about that. It's just because it's coming from a low place with respect to society, how society regards highs and lows. If he's speaking the truth is the truth. Facts are facts. If Jay-Z telling you to sell crack and the poor man tells you not to sell crack, who do you believe? Who are you going to believe? That's Christ didn't die for that. He didn't die for you to believe in what that rich man is saying. He didn't die for that. He didn't die for you to, honor this evil, man. The wickedness that is spewed from these high places. Christ died for the lowly, man. He died for the poor man. He died for the man that had no place, man. The ones that are constantly, incessantly rebuked. That's who Christ died for, man. Keep reading.
Verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Silence. Silence. Don't speak. The nigga with all the money is speaking right now. Maybe we can learn something. You know how it is. I keep harkening upon Jay-Z because that's a figure that our people look up to, and he goes viral for freestyle rants. I won't even call them freestyles. They're just butthurt rants. He's sitting up here and he's talking about things, and it sounds deep because you're focused on what? Oh, this nigga, he's a billionaire. He married to Beyonce, who was a billionaire. It doesn't really resonate, that he is a rich fool. He's not pointing you in the direction of the Most High. He's not pointing you in the direction of Christ. He's not pointing you in the direction of true liberation. He's teaching you that financial freedom is our only hope. He don't believe that. He don't believe in a black Jesus, man. He don't believe in Christ. He pisses on the sacrifice of Christ, man. The people that Christ died for, he gives a damn about. You can't, you're not helping him generate more ticket sales. Men like him. That's not who Christ died for, man. All right. When a rich man speaketh what?
When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look what he saith.
Yeah, you pay attention to every detail. You got people that are giving general breakdowns on his verses. I'm just using them as an example. I mean, everything stops. That's the focus. We actually worship these stars, man. Doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I think about that. What is it? Dinner with Jay-Z or $500,000? What you taking, Darash? You taking dinner with Jay-Z or you going to take the $500,000?
Take the money.
You what?
Take the money.
Man, a poor man speaketh wisdom, nobody cares. But the rich, have the attention of all and foolishness. Read that again. Yeah, where we at 23?
Oh, God. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look what he saith. They extol it to the
What
clouds.
does that word extol mean? Alexa, what does the word extol mean?
Extol means to praise something or someone highly, to laud or eulogize.
Alexa, stop. To do what? To praise someone highly, man. They literally worship the rich man, things that they say. Yeah, they glorify these rich men based off of what? These riches. We'll get to it. But if the poor man speak what?
And look what he saith, they extol it to the clouds.
Right.
But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
Right. Who the hell is this? Who is this Negro, man? Who is he? Where are you from? Under what authority do you even speak? Hey, Shalom Shkatah, sir. And you went to class out of one? Most High in Christ. Behind the bar, sir. They say, what? What fellow is this? Who are you? Keep reading.
What fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Oh, yeah, they're quick to overthrow a poor man. He has no help. He doesn't have the support of these rich, wealthy bastards, man. And why is that? What's the difference between a poor man and a rich man when it comes down to what you will or what you won't do? What's the difference, man? When you think about character, one thing I know about poverty, it builds character. It truly does, man. And that's unfortunate. But poverty truly does build character. It makes you more reflective if you don't give up. You can be living in your circumstances and you can give in to the poverty. And then you'll become what? Just like your environment. Or you could, change the way that you think and be in that poverty-stricken situation. And you'll literally be a beacon of light. Keep reading.
And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Right.
Verse 24. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin.
Riches are what?
Riches are good unto him that hath no sin.
Yeah, riches are good, to that man or that woman that understands the law. We understand what sin is. Sin is transgression of the law. If you're not breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, that means what? The Lord is with you. And you can be, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having money. This is what that's talking about. Imagine that. Imagine you have all the money in the world and you don't sin. Life is good, We talk about heaven and hell being conditions. You think about rich men that don't have the law, that don't know the law. What is money to them? Money to them is a vice. Money to them is literally a pitfall, man. It's poison. Because you don't know how to spend it. You don't know what to do with it. It's going to destroy you. You look at our greats, those of us that were able to make it in our oppressor's empire. Look at Michael Jackson. Look at Prince. Look at Mike Tyson. I mean, there's a long, long, long list of our people that made it to the heights of, contemporary society, and they failed, man. They failed because they didn't have the law. They didn't understand what sin was, man. So the Lord was not with them. Just like you watching all these wicked, evil bastards that are being honored and glorified, you're going to watch them fall. You're going to watch them fall, like P. Diddy, for instance. All right. But I don't like to kick a man when he's down. All right. Keep reading.
Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Man, poverty is evil to ungodly people. Rich people hate poor people, man. They hate people that don't have what they have. They look at you like you lazy. They look at you like you're the scourge on society because you don't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it out of. That's evil. Is that the spirit that Christ would have? When you think about what Christ did when he was on earth, man, was he going to the rich men? Was he going to the people that had wealth? Was he preaching the gospel to them? No, he was going to the poor. He was going to the lowly. He was going to the despondent. He was going to those people that, were handicapped. The people that society hated, man. People that were reviled by society. You should think about that, man. Keep reading.
Verse 25. The heart of a man changeth his countenance.
And another thing, Christ, he died for the poor, man. The people whose voices are ignored, that nobody else cares about. That poor man that's shunned and rebuked and rejected. That's who Christ died for, man. You are the only people on earth that no one cares about. So-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. Christ died for you. Read that again.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 25. The heart of a man changeth his countenance.
What does that mean, man? The heart of a man changes his countenance. Now we understand the heart is nothing more than an organ, right? Pumps blood, oxygenated blood, what? To your other organs, to your lungs, right? Throughout your circulatory system, right? Heart's just an organ. When you see heart in this context, it's talking about your mind, all right? It says, read it, the mind of a man, or the heart of a man, which is his mind, changes his countenance. How is that? How does your mind change your countenance? What is a countenance? Go ahead, Officer Darash.
This is the Merriam-Webster's definition of countenance. A look or expression or mental composure.
A look or expression of mental composure, your disposition. You ever see someone walk in and you just know, oh, what the hell, what is he going through? Yeah, the facial expression, he pouting, he's frowning, he's scowling. But you see a sister, she going through it. You could look at her face and you could just tell, damn, whatever she going through, man, Lord be with her. Lord be with him. But most of that, if not all, it derives from what? Their mind. You lost in your thoughts. We have to become better managers of our thoughts. We can't, just because we're going through a circumstance, we're going through a trial, but we done failed a test. You can't get caught up on that. You still have breath in your lungs. You still have life. You have another chance to make it right, to do better, to feel better, man. Focus on the positives. What does it say? Look for the silver lining in every situation, man. Read it again.
The heart of a man changeth his countenance.
The heart of a man. Think about the Day of Atonement. And they tell you what, when you're going through it, you're not no food, no water for 24 hours, right? You're fasting. But you shouldn't look like you're fasting, right? That's the spirit behind the fast, right? You're afflicting your soul, your spirit for the most high power to acknowledge it, but not for man on earth to acknowledge you going through it. I mean, where's the gain in that? They're going to look at you like you're a fool. Man, if you just don't eat something, if you don't drink something, they don't understand spiritual things. But that's so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. We are literally living in a perpetual fast where we don't have, a control over our hearts or our minds. The mind of a man does what? It changes how a man looks, all right? Just imagine if you manage your thoughts, man. Being cheerful instead of being discouraged. Keep reading.
Whether it be for good or evil.
Yeah, man. Your mind, you have the power over your countenance. Nobody's telling you to frown. Nobody's making you, you pout and to be discouraged. Now, granted, there are situations in life that warrant, you feeling sad or you feeling downtrodden, but you don't need to get stuck in that rut, man. Even with grief, how many days are you allotted to grieve the loss of life of a loved one? How many days? How many days are you given?
It's like, if I remember, it was 7 days.
How many days?
7 days.
You got the precept for that? Salakia. Baby FaceTiming me. I believe it's in the Apocrypha, right? Was it 7 days or 8 days? Yeah. But you don't have a whole month. You can't grieve for 6 months. Now, granted, grieving is a process, man. I can't tell you not to feel some type of way about your loved one, but you shouldn't be, dwelling in that. Dwelling to the point of where, you are literally destroying yourself. Stress kills, man. Stress definitely will take you up off of here. And the person that died 10 times out of 10, unless they committed suicide, I don't think they will want you to be, so depressed about them passing. Now, somebody commits suicide, that's a selfish thing, That's a very evil thing to do. Because your life, your body is not your own, man. All right. but we have to become better managers of our thoughts. All right. We got to learn how to weather the storm. All right. We got to learn how to take the good with the bad and not becoming sad, depressed, stressed, and just defeated. All right. Read that again. Yeah, you're going to make me find it. Yeah.
Verse 25. The heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be good or evil, and a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
The merry heart maketh a what?
And a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
Yeah, man, change your perspective, man. Half the time we grieve over things that the Lord literally removed from us. He did that to save you. That relationship, with that sister, it didn't work out because the Lord did not want it to work out, man. Sometimes the Lord will remove people and things from you that cause you no good, man. You gotta, you gotta put your best foot forward. You need to actively be seeking, the kingdom of heaven. And it all begins with you changing your perspective. All right, being cheerful. You found it?
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 22, verse 12. 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead.
How many?
7 days do men mourn for him that is dead.
That's right.
But for a fool and an ungodly man, all the days of his life.
Man, that's twofold there. A fool, you're going to mourn all the days of your life, man. Over what? That whore? Over what? That man that was a sodomite that left you and them kids? You're going to mourn all the days of your life, man. An ungodly man would do that. What does it mean to be ungodly?
A sinful man.
A sinful man. Yeah, damn right. An unrighteous man. All right. So 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead. But and then on the inverse on that, you think about a fool every day. You're literally mourning for this fool. You're literally grieving for this person just can't get it right. Every time they come around, it's always an issue. They always got something going on with them. What did Craig's daddy say to Smokey? Well, you always got some shit going. It's lacking for my language. You know what I'm saying? That's the fool. That's the ungodly man. And we're going to grieve for them all the days of their lives, man. All right. Go back to where we were in the Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 13, Salakia. The heart of the man, what?
The heart of a man changeth his countenance.
Right.
Whether it be for good or evil. And a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. So it's all about the way that you think. That's why they talk about thinking positive. It really has an effect on everything. When you think positive, literally, your countenance is uplifted, man. You might be going through hell and high water. But if you are cheerful in that hell and that high water, if you're merry in spirit, it changes everything, man. It's about perspective. What does the Bible say? Be ye what? Transformed by the renewing of your mind? Pull that. Let's go there. Yeah, be ye transformed by the Romans 12:2. Salakia. Let's go to Romans 12:2 and hold where you are in Ecclesiasticus. Look at Romans chapter 12, verse 2. I love this verse, man. I love this verse because this verse gives me hope.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Man, being conformed to this world, the world will have you thinking that you ain't nothing because you don't have, money in the bank. You don't live in a mansion. You're not driving a Benz or a Bentley or a Maybach or what have you. The world will have you feel like you ain't sugar, honey, iced tea, man. You're not supposed to conform to this world. The world wants you to be so distracted, so disillusioned with money, which is the God of our oppressor, that you lose it, man. You're willing to do anything for the money. And it's reflective in our art, unfortunately. It's the reason why I Spend That is the song for summer 2026, man. Because that's what we've been relegated to. If you were conformed to the world, you think that you don't have any other options. But you have an option, man, and it's serving the Most High Power. He is in total control of your condition. Total control. And all he seeks is your obedience. That's what you call blind faith. That's what the Most High Power requires. Not you being conformed to the world, being carnal, just giving in to the things that you see, the things that you hear, and be not what?
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by
what?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
What new thing have you put in your mind, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? How long have we had Christianity? How long we've been dealing with the Christian church? How long we've been dealing with them greasy pastors, man? Since we came off the slave ship, since before we got on the slave ship, we've been dealing with Christianity, which is nothing more than the false ideology of white supremacy. We've been battling white Jesus for centuries, man. Or have we been battling white Jesus? We've been accepting it. That's that being conformed. White Jesus is for the world, not Yahawashi. He ain't for the world. He's for you if you so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. We are the lost sheep of the nation of Israel. All right, keep reading. How do you be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind? You become a new being. This information, this truth has a transformative effect on the recipient. You ever heard a pastor say, eat the book? Yeah. What does that mean? It don't mean you literally, start eating the Bible. But the things that you read in this book, it becomes a part of you when you put it into practice. The Bible says that what? You ain't supposed to eat pork. We learn about the dietary law in the book of what? Leviticus. You learn that pork is an abomination to eat it, to touch it. Then all of a sudden you stop eating pork because you read in this Bible that it was an abomination for you to do it. Now all of a sudden you don't have hypertension anymore. You don't have high blood pressure. You're not dealing with heart disease anymore. Them ankles ain't swollen no more. There's no more swelling in your distal extremities. All that's over and done with. Because you have what?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, you put some new information in that brain of yours. Put some new information in your heart. You stop celebrating Christmas and your birthday and all these holidays, man. You renounced, your affiliation with a sorority or fraternity. You ain't in a BGLO no more. You're not striving to be at one with the Pan-Hellenic Council. You're not trying to be a Hellenist anymore because you understand that you're an Israelite. And that is a shameful thing for you to desire to live like the Greeks and the Romans. They worship many gods. They don't worship the God of the Bible. They don't worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, nor Jacob, who are our forefathers. Those men walk with the Most High. Who the hell are you walking with? But be ye what?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, man. This world will have you feeling like you ain't nothing, man. And it's all based upon what? Riches. It's all based upon status, social status. It's all based upon what? Your social capital, who you know. Every black person I know, you know, they want to be in proximity with celebrities. That makes you feel like you're somebody because you know a famous person. That's a typical point of conversation with most blacks and Hispanics. Why do you think streaming is so popular? Why is streaming so popular? Why are you watching Dean the Great and what is it, DDG? You know, why do you think that's so popular? Speed, Kai Cenat. Who are the people that they surround themselves with? You're the rich and the famous, man. Anyhow, you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means to throw away that Christianity, man. Throw away Islam. Throw away the ideal of you being an American. This whole Americanization. You're so patriotic for a nation that doesn't even acknowledge you as being a human. A nation that wants to reverse what the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. A nation that is making the Haitians walk around with damn ankle monitors on. If they don't take what, $2,600 and be deported back to Haiti, they got to walk around with ankle monitors on, man. How dehumanizing. It's a shameful thing, man. It's literally an electronic shackle. It's slavery in 2026. E-slavery. We got to be transformed by the renewing of our minds, man. All right? Why? Keep reading.
That ye may prove what is that good.
You used to sell drugs. You don't sell drugs no more because you realize that you were a scourge on society. You realize that you were destroying your community. You realize that you were breaking up households. You were breaking up families. You were destroying the youth. You were taking the beauty from, you know, a black girl that's lost. Think about those things, man. You was a killer. You ain't a killer no more. You realize there ain't no value in killing. The Bible says that he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, right? You are a whore or a whoremonger, you're not that anymore. Now you have a real testimony. But it's not so much about you standing up in some damn church talking about all the wicked and evil that you've done. It's more so about, you know, what you're doing now. Like you are the example. You're literally the amalgamation of all of your decisions, whether they be good or bad. You right now, you are a reflection of your choices. And you're supposed to prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. That's why it's so important for you to come to class, to come into the I.S.U.P.K, man. Put something new in your mind. Because when we tell you that Christ is black, yeah, we tell you that Christ is black and, you know, that Christ didn't die for the whole entire world, that should literally get those wheels turning. Read it again, Officer Darash.
From the top.
Yeah, you can read it from the top.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Break that down, Officer Darash. Break that last part of that verse down. Matter of fact, now break the whole thing down. Let's hear it. I want to hear what you think. What do you
Right.
think this means?
Well, it says, and to be not conformed to this world. So when we think about world, we're talking about this age or society.
Ooh, cold cut. Ages of society, divisions of men, right?
Right.
Keep reading. We'll keep breaking it down.
Right. So we're not to be conformed to this world, this way of things, or this way of life, the way this world wants you to be.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they try to make black men feminine, in this society. So that'll be one of the ways of conforming to this world. So we're not to conform to this world.
Not shaving your face.
Right.
You shaving your face, and next thing you know, you're gonna be shaving your legs.
Well,
So like
learn it the hard way.
Oh, well, most times we all have. Yeah.
But it says to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You kind of hit that earlier. So transforming your mind, renewing. You got to start putting things in your mind outside this world.
Yeah,
things of the Most High.
How many times you gonna watch Friday? How many times you gonna watch Boys in the Hood?
Right.
Or Medea's Family Reunion, Medea Boo? You like watching A Man in a Dress? How many times you gonna watch some reruns of Martin, man? I'm just saying, me, I have a very difficult time listening to new music. Now that all changed when I came into the I.S.U.P.K, and you have artists that are righteous men, and they're literally not speaking curses in their verses. But at one point in time, all I wanted to hear was rappers from the 90s. The usual suspects, right? Yeah, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. All right, keep breaking it down.
And it says that ye may prove what is that good. So to prove what's good, well, you got to get your head into this book, the Bible, understand the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments, so you can understand what's good. The world ain't going to teach you what's good. They're going to have you doing the opposite of what the Most High God wants you to. So
how do you prove what's good, though?
So
my bad.
So you prove what is good by you showing the Most High God that you understand his laws, his statutes, commandments. You're going to stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. You're going to stop celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all the oppressive holidays, the things that the world tell you to do, and start doing what the Most High God tells you to do, so you can then prove to him what's acceptable. Start keeping the Passover, the Day of Atonement that's coming up. That's how you prove to the Most High God what's acceptable and perfect unto him.
That's right. Oh, damn right. Give him a hand. He is absolutely right. Yeah. How many of you have come to the Passover, man? You celebrated the Passover. That's a glorious celebration there, man. And it's not like celebrating Christmas, which means absolutely nothing to you. We don't even celebrate Christmas right. Santa Claus is supposed to come down your chimney. How many of us have chimneys? You think about it, man. You think about the type of gifts that you have to literally, rob Peter and Paul to get for your kids, man. And it's an unending cycle of oppression. Every month they have some form of a celebration or observance to get in your pocket. And they're not paying you the highest wages. If you so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, we literally in a rat race. You gotta hop off the hamster wheel, all right? Because God didn't create you to be a rat. You are a prince or princess of the power, man. Yasha Allah in the Hebrew. That's who we are. All right. And we're supposed to be proving what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High Power, man, whose name is Yahweh. We do that through keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. All right. Come in here and put something new in your mind. All right. Go back to where we were in the Apocrypha. Let's wrap that up. Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 26.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 23. So I think we were at, verse 26. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity.
Man, think about that, man. A cheerful countenance. What is a token? You've been to Chuck E. Cheese before. You've been to Fun. Now they got those cards that you can charge. You know, you go to Main Event, you go to Dave and Buster's. But in my day, we had tokens. You know what I'm saying? If you had a token, you had a chance to win what? Hundreds, thousands of tickets. You had a chance, right? To play one more game. You was literally in the game if you had a token. That's something of value, you know? You know what it was like to be in that arcade and not have a damn token? You looking like who done it and why? You know what I'm saying? You going around checking all the machines, you know? That token is something of value, man. A cheerful countenance is a token of what?
Of a heart that is in prosperity.
A heart, a mind that is in prosperity. Break that down, Officer Darash. Yeah, that way. Let's see what Officer Darash thinks.
So a cheerful countenance. We said countenance was like your facial expression or your look. So
general disposition.
Right. So a cheerful look or expression is a token, and a token, of course, can either resemble a coin or as a symbol of something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I see what you're saying.
Let me get prosperity. Let me get the definition of prosperity.
No, you good. Don't think too hard on it. It's right there in front of you.
Right. The condition of being successful or thriving.
A what?
The condition of being successful or thriving, prosperity, or economic well-being.
Man, I'm looking at Merriam-Webster's online dictionary. The secondary definition, it says token, an outward sign or expression, a symbol or an emblem. So this thing represents something. It represents something. You know, a penny, what it represents. What's the value of a penny? It's not the same value of a silver dollar or the same value of a quarter. You much rather have a penny or you much rather have a quarter? Yeah. You much rather have the quarter, right? So the cheerful countenance is a token of what?
Of a heart that is in prosperity.
What is that? Your heart or your mind is in prosperity, right? What does that mean?
Meaning that your heart or your mind is in a state of being, condition of being successful or thriving. So you having that cheerful countenance, that just gives you that heart and mindset of just being successful. You don't need all that money and everything else. Just having a cheerful mindset and countenance,
right,
gives you the success that you really need.
And who's telling you that you need to have all that money? Who's telling you that you have to be successful via the standard of society? Go ahead, Officer Zion Salaki.
I was going to say, who told you that you need to celebrate Christmas?
Right.
When was it told to us that we needed Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
When was it told to us that we needed 4th of July? When were we told that we need to stand and sing the national anthem to get all this praise and all the things that society say that we need to feel whole in this place? When were these things told to us that we needed to do these things? Was this the sign that we needed? Was this the token that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians needed?
Right.
That's what it's talking about? I don't know.
Right.
That's a heavy question, though. It can be perplexing, You really sit and allow that thought to resonate in your spirit. We are, all of our lives, we've been taught an unrealistic or non-practical way to live on earth, man, by the oppressor. It is unattainable if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You think about what, that American dream is crazy. That American dream as a so-called Negro, Latino, or First Nations people is nigh unto impossible to attain. Think about some of the things that they say we're supposed to have by a certain age.
Right, I got you.
Go ahead.
Right. Kind of like Officer Zion said, it's kind of just saying, like, who told you that you're supposed to have these things? Who made it to where you have to, by a certain age, have a house, a car,
Yes.
a family, or this level of status, what they would deem as being successful.
Right.
You made it. You accomplished the American dream. But that's what society tells you. That's what society deems as what's being successful. But according to the Bible and the verse, you just have your confidence. You just being happy, what the Most High God gave you. You won't even need all that.
What did God give us? What did the Most High Power give us that He didn't give to anyone else? We have something that is a true token of value. Go ahead.
Well, Salakia, I mean, Most High God gave Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans a lot. One of them is, salvation. Another one is
What this class is who Christ died for, right?
Khan.
Okay.
Secondly, I mean, we have the right to the kingdom that's supposed to be coming.
You got the promises, right?
Right, with the promises.
Okay.
And we also have a chance to repent.
Okay.
Outside of the other nations. Last time,
think carnal though. Think carnally though. Think about the things that the Most High Power gave Israel specifically. That He didn't give to anyone else.
I got you. Salakia, He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave us rules, guidelines to follow.
Damn right. He gave us the law, man. We're the only nation on planet Earth that has an actual contract with God. Not one, but two covenants with the Most High Power, man. I mean, make that make sense. Nobody else can say that. Nobody else can say that they have an actual contract with Yahweh. Nobody can say that they were giving the laws, statutes, and commandments, man, to live by. Nobody else is held to the standard of those curses that come along with that contract, man. Nobody else. So this is very specific. It's very, very specific. All right. Is that it on that?
Verse 26. And the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind.
Ooh, that's heavy there. Come on, Officer Darash. Don't run from it. It's in the same verse, Officer Darash. Now, don't give me AI's breakdown. I want to hear your breakdown. Oh, man. What does that mean? And the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind. What is this talking about?
Just kind of finding out some of the things that, like some of the teachings that the world have taught you mentally, and you come to find out that all the stuff that you've been chasing is just in vain. It's a waste. And then just
who told you had to leave the house at 18?
Right.
Who told you that? Who told a man that he can only have one wife, one woman? Go ahead, Officer Zion.
The question I have is, what makes it worse? We find out all type of things in there.
Mm-hmm.
You find out you know what I'm saying, she's single. You find out that she's available. You know what I'm saying? You find out that you have a new slavery. Mm-hmm. You find out that you got a bonus coming. Mm. All those things don't create worry. What is the finding out of things that will create worry?
Oh, see, he making you think. He taking me back to Maiden Lane, second floor, conference room number 3. You don't know nothing about that, Daraj. But you do, because that's the spirit of what we're doing right now.
Come to find out that you're a black man in America, Come to find out that all the stuff that you've been chasing is pointless as a black man. It's not going to get you where you need to be with the Most High. You come to find out that, you know, you having all this money, and in the end, you know, you're going to get punished by the Most High God for chasing these things that the celebrities or they put to be of value.
What's the name of our school, Officer Darash?
The Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
We teach the truth of the Bible.
Okay, yes, but connect the dots for,
Oh, okay.
because I'm a slow nigga. Connect the dots for the slow brothers.
So this is a school where we teach the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth of the Bible, which is, of course, the true Jews of the Bible that the Bible speaks of, not what the world tells you who you are, but what the Most High God says you are.
That's right.
According to the Bible.
That's
So
right.
this is a school where you learn your history, who you are according to the Bible, outside of what the world teaches you and tells you that you are.
Damn right, man. You were taught how to live practically
Okay.
in accordance with what the Most High Power expects of you. You don't have the unrealistic expectation of the world. You got to be 6'5", no less than 6'5", making six figures, driving a 600 Benz. You don't have to. Come on, man. That's unrealistic. You hit the nail on the head, Officer Darash. We teach our people how to live practically in accordance with what God expects. We teach our people how to live practically in very evil, wicked times, man. We're teaching what Christ taught. Christ wasn't teaching, people to be impractical. He didn't teach you to what? Strive after riches, to no end, to no avail. He didn't teach that. It was real simple, man. He taught you to be obedient to the Father. He taught you to what? Strive for perfection, but not perfection according to what the world says, what the world teaches. Oh, Lord. Most High in Christ. Yeah, man. That's heavy. That's a heavy point, Officer Darash. All right. And you think about, what did Christ have when he was on this earth? There's nothing wrong with having material things. I'm not telling you not to strive to get, nice things. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. But as we read it before, like, what are riches to a sinful man? Riches to a righteous man, that's a beautiful thing. Because you're not going to take those riches and do evil or do wickedly. You're going to pay your tithes. You're going to, funnel that money back into the school, back into your nation. Oh, Salakia, we about to come up off that, sir. Now we in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 26. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 26. Read it again, Officer Darash, from the top.
Okay. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity.
Officer Baltazar one says a sign. That's a sign of what? A mind that is in prosperity. The mind that is what? Set their focus on the kingdom of heaven. What is it in Revelation 2:9? That first line is really interesting to me. Let's slide over there real quick. Revelation 2:9.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works,
Right?
And tribulation and poverty.
Christ is saying that he knows the things that we go through, man. He knows our works. If you're in the truth, the Most High Power knows those little things that you do. Coming in, sweeping up the school, wiping down the tables, wiping down the chairs, making sure that the censers are filled up, making sure that there's wine for the Sabbath service. picking up the refuse around the school, sweeping out around the school. Sisters making breakfast, making the showbread. Brothers making sure that they have fringes, not on the bottom of a t-shirt, but on the borders of their garments. Let me talk about the little things. The Most High Power knows, he sees our works, right? Whether they be good or bad. All right. He sees the evil and the good, right? Keep reading.
But thou art rich.
And tribulation. What does that mean? And tribulation. The Most High Power knows what we go through. He knows. He knows that our identity has been stolen. He knows that our enemies, they know who we are, and they keep us from knowing who we are. Intentionally. They intentionally mislead us into what? The Christian church. They intentionally guide us into what? Islam, the Muslim mosque. They intentionally lead us into what? The Christmas tree store, the spirit store for Halloween. That's tribulation there. Because when we do those things, what? What happens when we sin against our power, man? We get punished. Go ahead, Officer Kowal.
This is the definition of tribulation. It's the Google AI definition. It says, tribulation means great suffering, severe trouble, or a hard trial. It often comes from unfair treatment or hard life events.
Man, you talk about unjust treatment, police brutality. Everybody's up in arms about this whole Nolan Wells thing. This whole Nolan Wells situation is sad because we want justice. But just a few weeks ago, we were talking about Cyrus Carmack Belton. We want justice for him too. Rick Child walked after executing him over some water that he did not steal. That's tribulation. Go ahead, Adawan Salakia.
And the thing that make it so diabolical is if we don't talk about the process of how we even get to a Cyrus Belton Carmichael, or the process how we even get to a Mr. Wells. Like it's not just these singular incidents or these occurrences that happen on the spot.
Right.
Being the fact that we're in this school on the Commander Junior YAHANNA, it don't just start on August 1st, 2026, right?
Right.
You have to walk these things back and you say there's a specific order of operation that we go through and look back and say, you know what? Okay, this is the marker of when these things began to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the marker when these things begin to change. This is the marker when we seen that we gave ourselves over Christianity. This is a marker where we gave ourselves over to Marcus Garvey and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Farrakhan and your thieving Christian pastor. We look at markers over the history and studying this Bible and breaking down the prophecies, and then we realize these aren't singular incidents, Bunk, y'all.
That's right.
This is a specific order of operation that's been done over the years that when we begin to break it down using the Bible, now we unlock the mysteries of this world that we live in. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So now we understand how we get to a Cyrus, how we get to a you know what I'm saying, a Philando Castile, how we get to a Tamir Rice. Because our people don't understand that. They think these things are singular incidents, Kowal. They just think it's something that happened in St. Louis, Missouri. Like, yeah, man, we in the hood, man. But we go into the Bible and we go back and we say, this is markers throughout the scriptures that the Lord said these things will happen to us because of our ignorance, because of our lack of knowledge, because of our lack of leadership, or because of our lack of obedience. So that's the part that's amazing to people.
Right.
They don't mind. We don't mind mourning over our brothers and sisters that are slain from day to day. But when we go out on the streets and say it didn't start just here, it started when we begin to disobey the Most High. That is the history of the life that we live today. This is real life. The things that you do, things that you did yesterday could affect the things that you did today. If you went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, you think you're gonna wake up with a full of energy the next goddamn day?
Right.
That's the importance of history class, what you're teaching tonight.
That's right.
We teach this history because it's affecting us today. But our people, you know, you don't get this. You don't get this in the Christian church. You don't get this from no political leader. They don't even talk about it. They talk about, let's vote today about how we can get reparations.
Right.
How about we look back and see what we did for us to even lose our own in the first goddamn place, instead of us become beggars and slaves under another nation. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's the real history.
Mm.
Salakia.
Oh, damn right. Give him a hand. It's heavy. He on fire. Oh man. So, you know, finish that verse off, Officer Darash, in Revelation. Read it from the top.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works
Right.
and tribulation and poverty.
Man, Christ is saying he knows all of that. You think about what he said. I mean, what did Christ have when he was on earth? What did he say? He said, foxes have holes, you know. I'm paraphrasing, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head. And we all hell bent out of shape because we don't have this or that. What does it say next?
And poverty, but thou art rich.
Christ is telling you that you are rich, man. That's what you got to put in your mind. You so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You come into this school and you learn your identity and you learn what's expected of you by God. Now you can actually start living life on purpose. Yeah, with a real purpose. Whatever it was that you desire to do, I mean, you know, that's all good and fine. But this right here is your true purpose, being an Israelite, man, serving the Lord, man, striving to be righteous, striving to be perfect, striving to be upright. Yeah, this is the whole matter. The conclusion of the whole matter, man. Was that Ecclesiastes, what, 12 and 13? So important, man. We got to put it in our mind to build our nation. It's not about us becoming rich for the sake of what? Uplifting our enemy's nation, like every one of the people that we honor and hold in high esteem. They get glorified because they're making our oppressor rich. They're making his nation wealthy. We got to look at the other nations. Look at the heathens. Chinese man come over here and he'll build wealth in your community. And he don't ever put back in the community. He's not sponsoring little league baseball teams or football teams. He ain't putting money into the AAU teams. He's taking that money and sending his kids to Harvard. He's taking that money and sending it right back over to Beijing. He could give a damn about what you're dealing with in your community. Think about the East Indian. He did the same thing.
And guess what else he getting, Bunk, y'all?
What's that, sir?
He getting those scholarships, those minority scholarships.
He's the model minority.
Yeah, he chewing all that up.
He's a POC.
Yeah. And he didn't march not one time in your civil rights movement.
Right.
He didn't get hit with no dogs. He wouldn't get hit with no water cannons. You understand? He wasn't put in shackles and chains. Yet and still he qualifies for a scholarship to go to, as a minority student,
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And getting food stamps, snaps. Yeah. Cause they hide all their income in them wonton stores.
Right.
Chinese wigs. That's what paying cash.
Right.
With that credit, now we're in here.
Hurry up and buy. You know what I'm saying?
Credit network in here.
When we talk about injustice, I mean, they on the roof. They're on the roof ready to gun you down because you're angered at, the injustice of the law. You're upset because Latasha Harlan's got shot in the back of her damn head behind some orange juice that she was going to pay for. We got to put it in our mind, man, to rebuild our nation, man. Take a look at these heathens. Look at them closely and see what they do. Who just got jammed up in what is it, Milwaukee? The Ethiopians? Who was it? I know they were Hamites. I won't say the Ethiopians, but they were Hamites. They got jammed up over there, stealing all those government resources, man. The Nigerians, they known for scamming. They another group of Hamites. All right. We got to understand that We are in a bad way, man. It's hell on earth for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It don't have to be, but it is because we're not living to the standard of the expectation of us being Israelites, man. Of us keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. All right. Put it in your mind that thou art rich. These are Christ's words. He's telling you that you are rich, even if you're living in the middle of the ghetto, in the middle of the barrio, in the middle of the reservation, in the middle of the favelas, man. You're rich because you're an Israelite. That's something that you can hang your hat on at the end of the day, man. All right. Don't fall victim or be conformed to this world. This world, conditions you to be weak-minded and not to cast your cares upon the Most High Power, man. Go ahead, Adawan Salakia.
And Salakia, when you say rich, I'll think about like soil.
Damn right.
Like
Full
soil.
full of nutrients.
Yeah, so you think about as we are seed, right? If properly fertilized, if receiving the proper amount of nutrients, the proper amount of teaching, that's called parenting, correct?
Mhm.
That what it is that we would have if we follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Would you not be rich? If you receive the proper nourishment from birth in the soil, which we are a seed of your father, correct? Why
That's
wouldn't
right.
you be rich?
Mm.
So the Lord had to call to our remembrance, like, wait a minute, stop being so damn downtrodden about yourself.
Right.
Do you know what seed you come from? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, do you not know your forefathers?
Right.
Do you not know that I brought you out of the land of Egypt?
Out of the house of bondage.
Yeah, out of the house of bondage.
That's right.
Did you not read what I was going to do to your enemy? See, as a seed, you got to think about why we are rich. Because knowing this truth placed you in fertile soil. All the other heathen, they don't get shit. You know what I'm saying? They
That's
get
right.
the little riches of the earth.
Right.
We come from a father that placed us in fertile soil, what gave us this truth. That would make you rich. So if properly groomed and brought up and pruned to a certain degree, Bunk, y'all, why wouldn't you produce something that's positive? Why wouldn't you produce something that's great? Right?
Right.
Would you not place something and you put good seed in the ground?
Right.
You watered the seed properly. You watched after the seed. You taught the seed. Nobody else did it. Why wouldn't you expect for a nice fruit to come out of that goddamn ground?
Right.
Why wouldn't you yield good fruit? You had everything you need. See, as Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we have everything we need, but we find ourselves trying to go to other soils. What you call it? Synthetic material, if I may. You understand? Yeah, we've been bamboozled by this system, which what Darash said earlier. So we get into the proper system and the proper soil. We ain't got no choice but to grow, Bunk, y'all.
Right.
We don't have no choice but to be rich. Salakia.
No, damn right. He's absolutely right, man. Give him a hand. He's right. It takes me back to what Cain and Abel, Genesis 4:7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. It's so important for us to understand what our purpose is, man, according to what God says. All right. Prosperity is not in your bank account. It's not in your investments. It's not in your slavery. It's in the way that you think. All right. That's the whole premise to this class this evening. All right. The type of people that follow Christ aren't concerned with their social status. And that's what you can't wrestle with that whenever you come into the knowledge of the truth. Whenever you come into the I.S.U.P.K, you can't give a damn about what your friends and what your family, what your mama thinks of you. You are literally being transformed. You're being changed by the renewing of your mind, man. You are stepping out of the matrix, literally. All right. Christ died for the people that nobody gave AF about in real time. He died for those people that followed him, the ones that weren't concerned about their social status. They didn't care how the world looked at them for following him. All right. In the truth, we are concerned about the dark parables. Go back over to Ecclesiasticus 13 and 26. That last bar. and the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind. What are you focused on? When you come into the truth, you worried about these breakdowns. You worried about these dark sayings. You want to understand these parables because you never heard them when you was in a Christian church. Your pastor don't have the answer for these dark sayings, man. Read that again.
Khan. A cheerful countenance is a token of heart that is in prosperity.
Right.
And the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind.
And that's what we focused on. I'm not worried about, buying gifts for Christmas or birthday presents or what I'm going to get my mother for Mother's Day. I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm trying to figure out what Christ meant when he said, thou art rich. Who is the synagogue of Satan? Officer I.S.U.P.K did he had a tremendous camp speaking this weekend, talking about the son of perdition. Who is the son of perdition? Who is that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. In the truth, we concerned about these dark parables, man. Prophecies coming to pass. We're consumed with the spirit of the most high power in Christ, man. All right. Drop that. Let's go down to 1 Timothy 6 and 5. Book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5. Yeah. When you get it, read, Officer Darash.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds.
What's a perverse disputing? What will be a perverse disputing?
Salakia.
Think practical. It's literally right there in front of you, right? Go ahead.
Well, I was going to give an example. Like
Most High in Christ.
these women in the world, fighting over celebrities like men, like the Chris Browns and the Ushers, fighting over perverse things. Who's going to get them first? Paying $1,000 to go see a celebrity just so they can be in the spotlight or the status.
Okay. I get that. Break it on down, though. Let's get a little more elementary, because we're teaching our people. You, Darash, you're intellectual. When you and I have a conversation, people be lost. And it is what it is. That's who God created you to be, But we have to learn how to literally teach our people that don't know those dark sayings, those dark parables. All right. When you think about a perverse disputing, you arguing with somebody about putting ham hocks in the collard greens. That's a perverse disputing, because the Bible says what? What does God say about this thing? You arguing with some dumbass woman about you taking on another wife. That is a perverse disputing, because the Bible tells you that a man can have more than one woman. You arguing with somebody about celebrating Christmas, about acknowledging your birthday. Perverse disputing. Read it.
Salaki, I also have the Merriam-Webster's definition of perverse. Turned away from what is right or good.
Right.
Corrupt.
Right.
Improper. Incorrect.
We do all things in honor and in decency when you come into the knowledge of the truth. Now, the standard is what God says. It's not what Big Mama says or what you think based off of how you feel. Who gives a damn about any of that? You need to be more focused and more concerned about what God thinks, what God feels. What did God say about these things? That's a perverse disputing. All right. Keep reading. Of what?
Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds.
What's a corrupt mind? What's a corrupt mind? You're a goddamn pervert. And you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong for telling my son to put a t-shirt on when he goes to the swimming pool. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong for telling my daughters they gotta cover up. They gotta cover up that front butt. That's a perverse disputing. Because I love these children. I fed these children. I reared these children. I want what's best for these children. You, on the other hand, what is it that you want from these children? It's a perverse disputing. Corrupt mind. What is a corrupt mind? What does it mean to have a corrupt mind? We're supposed to have incorruptible minds. Go ahead, Officer Darash. I know you got it.
Corrupt minds. Your president is one with a corrupt mind.
Right. He has a corrupt mind. He can never be wrong. He can never not get all the attention. He's got to win all the time. He can't lose. He can't not be acknowledged. That is a corrupt mind.
And telling people to grab them by the box.
A corrupt mind.
Yeah.
What do you think their minds are focused on? The Bible says they have corrupt minds. They're not praying. They don't pray. These people don't know God. They're not dwelling on those dark sayings. They don't care about scripture. They don't care about what God wants. They care about what they want. That is a corrupt mind. Anybody that's standing between you coming to this school, they have a corrupt mind. Anybody that's telling you, oh, you wasting, why y'all going through all that? You don't got to keep the Passover. You don't have to acknowledge the Sabbath. The laws are done away with. Christ died for the whole world. That's a perverse disputing of men of corrupt minds, man. All right, keep reading.
And destitute of the truth.
Destitute of what?
And destitute of the
You
truth.
think of something that is destitute, it means to be without, devoid of. Go ahead.
I got the Merriam-Webster definition of destitute. Lacking something needed or desirable.
Lacking something that is needed. This is a necessity. Yeah, it don't say money. It don't say women. It don't say fancy clothes, cars. Oh, man. I want the money, cars, and the clothes. How it go, Officer Darash? I know you know. Yeah. All that stuff, man. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. We're talking about destitute of what? What is the truth? The truth is devoid of flaws. It's what's factual. It's that which is real. What is the truth?
Salakia, the truth is law, God's law, statutes, and commandments.
They don't know the law. Damn right, Officer Darash. Give him a hand. They don't know the law, Officer Darash. You know the law. You come into class. You logged in on the YouTube. You've liked, you've subscribed, you've commented, you've reposted, you following all the pages. You follow I.S.U.P.K of Fayetteville on every platform. How can you not know the law? How can you not know the truth? But these men, that's a perverse disputing. They don't know the truth. They don't know what you know. They don't know the Most High Power. They don't have the Spirit of God. Keep reading.
Supposing that gain is godliness.
Oh, what does that mean? How do you suppose that gain is godliness? Who supposes that gain is godliness? Go ahead, Officer Kowal. You got it. No, that mic ain't hot.
Christian pastors.
Christian pastors, damn right. How do they suppose that gain is godliness? No, don't. Hey, yeah, let him. Yeah, stand on that.
They from the outfits, alligator shoes, Bentley parked outside, all the jewelry, and they say that because they look like this and they were driving around like that in the big old mansion, and TD Jakes mansion, Clifford Dollar's mansion, all the old pastors too back in the day. You know what I mean? The way they live.
Right.
You got to get a helicopter, just get a topical view of the house. And they say, well, God is with me because, God must be with me because look at all the riches I have.
Right.
And they flaunt the outward riches and saying that that's how they know that God is with them.
Good night. Damn right. He's absolutely right. You supposing that gain is godliness, man. That's where that prosperity doctrine comes from. What was that book? Rick Warren, The Purpose-Driven Life. It's all about what? My miracle, my season, my harvest. Period. That's what it's about in the eyes of a Christian. We wouldn't, know about these prosperity preachers if people didn't suppose that gain is godliness. God must be with me because look what I have. Look at you. Look, what do you have? So the Lord must not be with you because you broke. The Lord must not be with you because look where you live. Look what you drive. Look how you dress. Oh, ye of little faith. That's a Christian pastor for you, man. That is a perverse disputing of a man of a corrupt mind, destitute of the truth, man. You think any person that believes that gain is godliness on that level is very carnal. It's a very evil and wicked way to look at life and to look at, the people that Christ died for. Christ died for those people. He didn't die for you in your Learjet and your alligator shoes and your diamond rings. He didn't die for that. Keep reading.
Supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself.
From such what?
From such withdraw thyself.
No, it says come closer to these people.
From such withdraw thyself.
No, it says become one of these people.
From such withdraw thyself.
The Bible says, from such withdraw thyself. Remove yourself from these people. Remove yourself from these people that think like this. Remove yourself from, a society that believes that gain is godliness. That means you need to come up out of the Christian church. You have to come up out of there. That's the reason why them Drewski skits are so funny. Because he understands that people believe that gain is godliness. We're not supposed to be, lost in the sauce of that. That is carnality. That is vanity. That will destroy you. That's pollution. Bible says, from such withdraw thyself. Keep reading.
Verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
Yeah, man, you can't think that the more that you have, the godlier you are. Why is gain so important? That is a diversion from Satan. That's to keep you distracted from your true purpose. So-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. Your true purpose is to be an Israelite, a prince or a princess of the power, man. And to what? To teach the earth how to live in the spirit of truth. You're supposed to be promoting or teaching about the gospel of Christ, man. The good news of Christ. You being broke and despondent and living in abject poverty and dysfunction. That's who Christ died for. He didn't die for these, men of corrupt minds, man. All right. Read that again about contentment.
Come on. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
But godliness with contentment is great gain. What does it mean to be godly? How can you attain godliness? The scriptures say that ye are gods. How do you get that?
Salakia. In order for you to be godly, you got to first understand who God is and what God is, what he expects of you.
Right.
So that way you can follow in the steps of the Most High. So that way you can become godly. And that's the only way you're going to learn that is get your head into the Bible and learning the law, statutes, and commandments.
Damn right, man. Becoming godly is understanding the nature, true nature of God, like you said.
Right.
And what does the Bible say about the nature of God? The Lord is a man of war.
Right.
The Lord is a man of war. When you understand that, the little problems that we have, the little money problems that we have, is nothing. Because now you done put on the spirit of the Lord. Now you going to war behind that. But in the spirit of righteousness, not to go out and rob a bank, having that evil, wicked courage to do evil. That's not what this is about. Go ahead, Officer Darash.
And I also have the definition of contentment. It means feeling or showing satisfaction with one's possessions, status, or situation.
Yeah. Now I can understand, the feeling of accomplishment when you worked hard for something. There's nothing wrong with feeling a certain contentment about, doing what is right. You go into school, you get you a degree or whatever. You become the doctor, you become the lawyer, you become the nurse. But it's not for a vain carnal gain. You're doing that so that you could become a help to your nation. You're doing that so that you could become a help for your family, right? Oftentimes we get caught up in, pursuing the status quo for very vain, perverse, corrupt reasons. We can't fall into that. We got to learn to be thankful for the little things. All right. You got to understand this. You ain't taking a damn thing with you to the grave. You're not taking nothing with you to the grave. So you literally should be striving, to uplift your nation. We talk about the works. You want to build other brothers and sisters up. You don't want to tear them down because of what they don't have or because they haven't accomplished what the world deems appropriate, what the world deems as acceptable. I mean, look at Pharaoh in Egypt. Look at the Egyptians. Look at Ramses and you look at all those sarcophaguses and the tombs and the pyramids. It's a goddamn graveyard. They took all that to the grave only to be honored by evil, corrupt men. I don't care about none of that. What value does that bring to Pharaoh? What value does that bring? Egypt is a graveyard, man. It's an absolute great. People come to go visit a grave, to go visit the grave, to go visit the tombs of Egypt. Egypt, that is not a superpower on planet Earth. All right. It's celebrated as a graveyard. All right. Drop that. No, is that it on that? Read where you were again.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6.
Go to verse 7.
Verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.
Exactly. You striving so hard to what? To get all this gain, to get the house on the hill, to get the millions, billions in the bank. And it's never enough. It's never enough. You make $1 million, you got to have 2 million now. You make 2 million, now you got to have 5 million. You got 5, now you got to make 10. Go ahead, Officer Darash.
I was just going to say, and fighting to be in Esau's military or position in Esau's military.
Oh, yeah. You think about the rank system in Esau military. Most of us, we come in on the enlisted. It's the highest you can attain. Command Sergeant Major as enlisted in the ranks. And we ain't talking about, the warrant officers or what have you. Then just think about when you make the military a career, what is it? A 5-star general? Is that the highest? I think with the president, becoming the president of the United States, because he's the commander in chief. And he has 0 military experience. He cowered away from becoming, a real soldier, getting medical wavered out for what? Heel spurs? Anyhow, keep reading.
Verse 8, and having food and raiment, let us be therewith content.
Yeah, we need to be happy that we got food and clothing, man. All right. Food and clothing. We're going to have a food and clothing drive here soon in Fayetteville, man. Food and clothing drive coming soon, man. All right. We're about our Father's business in the I.S.U.P.K. We care about the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. And what's crazy too? We feed heathens too, man. Other nations come and they get food, they get clothes. They're greedy about it though. They'll come in here and try to fill up bags. They getting 3, 4, 5 plates. Yeah, 2 and 3 pairs of shoes. It is what it is. You get the crumbs that fall from the master's table, man. All right. Keep reading.
Verse 9, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare,
Right.
and into many foolish and hurtful lusts,
Right.
which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Man, you think about what it takes to keep those riches. Once you make those riches, what does it take for you to continue to keep those riches, man? To maintain those lifestyles. You got to continue to be evil. You got to continue to be wicked. You got to continue to appease our oppressor, because that's where you got it from. You done made a deal with the devil. He telling you, all right, in order for you to get to this next level, to make it to this next degree, you got to put on a dress. In order to make it to this next degree, you got to sleep with a man. You got to ride a goat. The Bible says it drowns men in destruction and perdition. That's heavy, to be drowned in destruction and perdition. All right, keep reading.
Verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil.
The love of what?
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, man, we got to fall out of love with this concept of money. I'm not telling you not to make money. By no means. We need money in the I.S.U.P.K. We need money in these schools. First of the month rent is due. All right. Them tithes need to be paid. I love seeing, you see General Hyman, he's like, I got to go sit in the colored section on the airplane. I don't want General Hyman sitting in the colored section on a damn airplane, man. He should be flying first class, man. Commander General YAHANNA should be flying first class and everything, wherever they go. Eating in 5-star restaurants, man. That's your reasonable service, man. You think about the information that these men have given you. They've led you back to the Most High Power. They've led you back to Christ. They've led you back to your identity. You owe it to them, man. All right. Where we at, Officer Darash?
We're in the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's right, man. You can't be in love with money. You know what it was like to be in love with that first whore that Salakia. You know what it's like to be in love with a woman. What wouldn't you do for her? What wouldn't you do for her? You go to the ends of the earth for that woman. You go to the ends of the earth and do whatever for the money when you love it. Money is just a tool, man. All right. It's a tool. All right. Keep reading.
Which, while some coveted after, that they, Salakia, they have erred from the faith.
They have erred from the faith because they coveted after money. You know, coveting is a sin. You do know that, right? It goes against our laws, our customs, our tradition to covet after anything, man. Our neighbor's wife, our neighbor's ass, coveting after any of the possessions of our neighbor. That's a sin. So to covet after money, man, it's not a good thing. And in doing so, it says they have erred from the faith. Because you want to make more money, you can't come to camp. You can't come to class, which is your reasonable service to come in here and at least teach when given the opportunity. You could at least come in here and read for a brother. Some of us are making sacrifices that you will know nothing of. Most of us in here, we work full-time jobs and got families, got ribs that desire us to be at home with them, fulfilling our duties. But my duty is serving my first wife, man. And that's this truth. All right. And pierced what?
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
And you compounding your problems when you turn your back on this truth. You know what is expected. Go ahead, Officer DeRush. Go ahead. It's rare for you to want to interject.
Right. So since we talked about this topic, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, you think about some of the celebrities, they have all this money.
Yes.
They have all this gain. They have everything that you would think that they would, have or want as in that status, right? But they're never happy.
That's right.
They're never happy.
That's right.
Because you look at them, they end up committing suicide. Look at Robin Williams.
Right.
This is an oppressor, from another nation of people. But even himself, he played different roles. Miss Doubtfire, Robin Hood, and you would think that he's supposedly happy, has all the money.
Right.
He ended up unaliving himself. And a lot of celebrities unalive themselves so you having all that money doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be happy just because you have, or in a position of status.
Right.
Salakia.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You're right, Officer DeRush. Keep reading. Verse 11.
Verse 11. But thou, O man of God,
The O man of America,
O man of God,
O man of Christianity,
O man of God,
O man of your perverse lusts.
O man of God,
Keep reading.
flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness.
Keep reading.
Verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith.
Didn't we say that the Lord is a man of war? So you have to understand that life is war, man. You got to be a soldier. And being a soldier, you have to be disciplined. It starts right here in your mind. All right. You have to understand who you are and what is expected of you, man. Christ died for you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. It says fight for the what? Fight the what?
Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Yeah, man. We got to fight the good fight, man. All right. And that starts with you coming into the I.S.U.P.K, man. Turning your back on the world, turning your back on sin, learning how to live as an Israelite, man. All right. That's my time. I'm precinct officer Bon Kayal, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And this is the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. And I'm going to pass the class off to precinct officer Darasha Moth to read the security announcements, man. Clap it up.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're at I.S.U.P.K, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which falls on a Friday, September the 11th. And then following that is the Day of Atonement, which is the 10th day of the 7th month, which falls on a Sunday, September the 20th. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, Amajim. Men of Israel are going to render one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Bakatah, Yadamata, Sar, turn to face the sisters. Sisters, Amajim. Men of Israel are going to render one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Mam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Latah, Bashim, Yahweh Shah. Yadamata, hands down, class dismissed.